Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video what we're going to do is to focus on some CXC multiple choice question and the area of algebra, right? So I'm going to look on 15 different type of question in this video. Question number 1. If m asterisk n is equal to n to the n, then 5 asterisk 8 is. Now, when you observe here, we have m asterisk n. That means m here is equal to 5 and n is equal to 8. Now, note that m asterisk n is equal to n raised to the power of m. That means 5 asterisk 8 is going to equal to n raised to the power of m. What we're going to do is to substitute the value for m and substitute the value for n. So here 5 asterisk 8 is going to equal to 8, which is n here, and instead of putting back m, we're going to put the value of m, which is 5, so it's going to be 8 to the 5th power. Alright, so therefore 5 asterisk 8 is going to equal to 8 to the 5th power. So our answer for this problem is going to be A. Sorry, it's going to be B. Number 2, 2 over 5x plus 1 over 3x is equal to. What we're going to do, we're going to find a common denominator, right? And a common denominator for 5x and 3x, that's going to be 15x, right? Now we are going to use this denominator to divide our common denominator, then use the results to multiply the numerator. So 5x into 15x, that's going to be 3. We are going to take the 3 to multiply this 2. So we're going to take the 3 to multiply the 2. So 2 times 3, that's going to give us 6. Plus, how many groups of 3x can you get out of 15x? That's going to be 5. And we are going to take that 5 to multiply the numerator of 1. And 1 times 5, that's going to give us 5. And 6 plus 5, that's going to give us 11. Over our common denominator, which is 15. Number 3, if 14 divided by k is equal to 7, then k is, now you can ask yourself, which number can you replace k with? And when you divide 14 by that number, the result is 7, and that's clearly going to be 2. So our answer for number 3 is going to be 2. You could also solve this algebraically. So all you would write is 14 over k is equal to 7. Right? Now what you're going to do, you are going to multiply both sides by k. So you're going to multiply this side by k. And you're going to multiply this side by k as well. Because it's an equation, you need to keep it balanced. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to both sides. So clearly, k here will cancel with k. So what you're left back with is 14 is equal to 7 times k, that's going to give us 7k. And in order to divide in order to determine the value of k, you're going to divide both sides by 7. So we're going to divide this side by 7, and we're also going to divide this side by 7, and 7 will cancel out 7. So therefore k is going to equal to 14 divided by 7, which is 2. Now to number 4. If a is equal to 3 and ab is equal to 12, then a squared minus b squared is, before we can find a squared minus b squared, we need to determine the value of b. So we know that a b is equal to 12. Now they tell us that a is equal to 3, so we're going to replace this a with 3, so it's going to be 3b is equal to 12. In order to determine the value of b, because 3b means 3 times b, and we are multiplying by 3, we are going to divide both sides by 3. So we're going to divide this side by 3 and also this side by 3. 3 will cancel out 3 here, so we're left back with b is equal to 12 divided by 3, that's going to be 4. So now we know that b is equal to 4, and we also know that a is equal to 3. So we can go ahead now and determine the value of a squared minus b squared, right? So instead of writing back a, we are going to write the value of a, and that's going to be 3. Put it in a bracket. It's going to be 3 all squared minus, instead of putting back b, we're going to put the value of b, which is 4, so it's going to be 4 all squared. Now remember that 3 all squared does not mean 3 times 2, and 4 all squared does not mean 4 times 2. Here the power is telling you how many times to multiply the base. So what this means, it means that you must multiply 3 by itself. So it's going to be 3 times 3, put that in a bracket, minus 4 times 4. And 3 times 3, that's going to be 9, minus 4 times 4, that's going to be 16. And 9 minus 16, remember that you have a positive 9 here and a negative 16. So the rule says you should subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. So clearly here the sign of the larger number is 16, so it's going to be a negative answer. So if we subtract the digits, which is 16 minus 9, that's going to leave us with 7. So our answer is negative 7. Alright? So our answer in this case is going to be A. Question number 5. If 8 times 5x plus 2 equals 56, then x is, now we have 8 open bracket 5x plus 1 is equal to 56. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can distribute this 8 to each term, but it would be much easier to divide both sides by 8, since 8 is multiplying everything inside of the bracket and we want to get rid of the 8. Then we're going to divide both sides by 8. So 8 will cancel out 8 here. So what we're left back with is 5x plus 1 is equal to 56 divided by 8, that's going to be 7. Now, in order to determine the value of x, we need to get rid of this plus 1. So we are going to subtract 1 from both sides. Clearly, plus 1 minus 1, that's going to give us 0. So what we left back with here is 5x is equal to 7 minus 1, that's going to be 6. Now, in order to determine the value of x, we need to get rid of the 5. 5 is multiplying the x, that means we need to divide both sides by 5. So 5 will cancel out 5. Therefore, x is going to equal to 6 over 5. So our answer for this question, number 5, is going to be A. Now, number 6, we have negative 5q all squared equal to. So negative 5q all squared means negative 5q times negative 5q. Negative 5 times negative 5, that's going to give us positive 25. And q times q, because the base are the same, we're going to add the power. So q by itself means q to the first power, and this q means q to the first power. So q times q, the laws of indices says once you are multiplying by the same base, then you simply add the power. So it's going to be q to the second power. So our answer is going to be 25q squared, and that option is C. Number 7 is similar. So 8a all squared means 8a times 8a. So a times 8, that's going to be 64, and a times a, that's going to be a squared. So our answer is going to be 64a squared, and our answer is going to be C in this case. Question number 8. When 5 is subtracted from a number x and the result is divided by 4, the result is 8. This statement written in mathematical symbol is, so let's read it again. So it says when 5 is subtracted from a number x. So we know, in other words, they are saying x minus 5, right? And the result is divided by 4. So the result, that means we need to put x minus 5 in a bracket. So it's going to be x minus 5 in a bracket, and then we must divide that by 4. So x minus 5 all divided by 4, right? The result is 8. Is here mean equal? So it's going to be x minus 5 over 4 equal to 8. And that option here is going to be A. Question number 9. If x is equal to negative 3, y is equal to 6, and p is equal to 4, then x over y raised to the power of p is, what we're going to do, we're going to substitute the value for x, y, and p into this formula here. So what this is going to equal to, instead of writing back x, we're going to put negative x, which is the value of x, divided by, instead of writing back y, we're going to write the value of y, which is 6. And instead of writing back p, we're going to write the value of p, which is the 4th power. Alright? Here, negative 3 over 6 can be reduced. both number can be divided by 3. So if we divide both number by 3, what we're going to left back with is negative 1 over 2 all raised to the 4th power. And the power tells us how many times we must multiply the base. So it's going to be negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2 times negative 1 over 2. And what you're going to do is to multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. So final answer is going to be negative 1 times negative 1, that's going to be positive 1. Positive 1 times negative 1, that's going to give us negative 1. And negative 1 times negative 1, that's going to give us positive 1. So a numerator is going to be 1, and then 2 times 2, that's going to be 4. 4 times 2, that's 8, and 8 times 2, that's 16. So our answer is 1 over 16, and that option is C. Item number 10. When 9 is added to a number x and the sum is multiplied by 4, the result is 7. So we know from the question 9 is added to some number x, so that's going to be 9 plus x, right? And we must put that in a bracket because they say the sum is multiplied by 4, so that's going to be times 4. The result is 7, so it's going to be equal to 7 because is means equal, right? So we're going to look at our option to see which one match this one. So clearly A is not the answer, A is not the answer, and C is the answer here. X plus 9 times 4 equals 7. Alright. Now, item 11. If x is an integer that satisfies the inequality 2x is greater than or equal to negative 4, but 2x is less than or equal to 6, then x is, note here that negative 4, 2, and 6 can all be divided by 2. So if we divide each of these numbers by 2, we note here the first number that we're going to get, negative 4 divided by 2, that's going to give us negative 2. We're going to keep our symbol here. Two x divided by 2, that's going to leave us with x. Keep our symbol. And 6 divided by 2, that's going to give us 3. So our answer is going to be x is greater than or equal to negative 2, and x is less than or equal to 3, and that option here is going to be B. Question 12. 8 times the sum of two numbers P and Q may be written as 8 open bracket P plus Q. So our answer here is going to be D. Alright. Question 13. The sum of two positive numbers x and y is 39. If their difference is 3, then the smallest number is. Now from this question you can clearly see that what we have is a pair of simultaneous equations. So they told us that x and y is 39, so equation 1 is going to be x plus y is equal to 39, and for equation 2 what we have, they say that if their difference is 3, so that means x minus y is going to equal to 3, right? Now what we're going to do here, if we want to eliminate one of the term, clearly you can see if we add them, we're going to eliminate y. So let's add both equations together. So if we add x plus x, that's going to give us 2x. And y plus negative y, that's going to give us 0. So put back our equal sign here. And 39 plus 3, that's going to give us 42. Now in order to find the value of x, what we're going to do is to divide both sides by 2. And 2 will cancel out 2 here. So x is going to equal to 40. 2 divided by 2, which is going to give us 21. Now that we know the value of x, we can substitute the value of x in any one of the equation. So let's use equation 1. And if we use equation 1, instead of writing back the value of x, we are going to put 21. So it's going to be 21 plus y is going to equal to 39. In order to determine the value of y, we are going to subtract 21 from both sides. Clearly, positive 21 minus 21, that's going to give us 0. So what we left back with here is y is equal to 9 minus 1, that's going to leave us with 8. And 3 minus 2, that's going to leave us with 1. So the two numbers are x equal 21 and y equal 18. Therefore, the smallest number is going to be 18, which is a in this case. Number 14, if x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 5, then x cubed minus 3y all divided by 2x is. Now what we're going to do in this expression, we're going to substitute the value of x and y in this expression. So here they give us x cubed first. So that means instead of writing by x, we're going to put the value of x, which is 3. So we're going to have 3 cubed minus 3 times y, and y in this case is 5, all over 2 times x, which is 3 in this case. Now remember that 3 cubed means that you're going to multiply 3 by itself 3 times. So it's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3, that's going to give us 9. And 9 times 3, that's going to give us 27. So we're going to have 27 minus 3 times 5, that's going to give us 15. All over 2 times 3, that's going to give us 6. 27 minus 15, that's going to leave us with 12, all divided by 6, and 12 divided by 6, that's going to leave us with 2. So our answer for 14 is going to be 2. B, sorry. So for our last question, which is question 15, 5p squared times 4p cubed is, what you're going to do is to multiply the numbers. So it's going to be 5 times 4, that's going to give us 20. Because the base is p, and p, the rule says when you are multiplying something with the same base, you just simply add the power. So it's going to be 3 plus 2, that's going to give us 5. So we're going to write back the base, which is p, and raise it to the 5th power. So therefore, 5p squared times 4p cubed is going to equal to 20p to the 5th power. So our answer here is going to be B. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.